Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry. This is the XSE. It's finished off in heavy metal. It also features the Premium Plus package as well. So the MSRP for this model is just over $44,000. So we have a fully loaded, very popular sedan with a lot to go over. So let's start off with what this XSE is powered by. This is the 2.5 liter four-cylinder hybrid. It is paired to a CVT, and it pumps out 232 horsepower, 163 pound-feet of torque, sent through that all-wheel drive system. This weighs in around 3,600 pounds. You can expect to see 0 to 60 in around 6.8 seconds. Top speed is 115 miles an hour. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 44 miles per gallon in the city and 43 out on the highway. So if you're looking for a very fuel efficient sedan, the Camry is a great option to go with. Now for this new design, you'll notice just how thin this upper grille is, along with the sensor and forward facing camera. And it goes off into the thin housings for the LEDs, which give it a great look. It also wraps around this upper section of the bumper too, which is a nice integration. There's parking sensors up front, a lot of cutouts in that lower bumper there, as well as inlets on both sides, and then some nice lines that come down the hood to meet the top of that bumper there very nicely. Now this XSE also has basically a color matched set of wheels with a very nice multi-spoke design to them. There's also the camera and turn signals, along with gloss black for the mirror caps. Full moonroof for this model as well. All the window trim is blacked out too, and then some nice lines that run down the side there. This model also has the two-tone design, so the entire roof is finished off in gloss black as well. And then that leads to the rear with the small gloss black spoiler. There's more gloss black in the middle of that trunk there. There's LEDs, backup camera, all the sensors, and then the dual exhaust over on that driver's side. There's also a few fins in that lower diffuser there, just to give it a little bit more of a sporty feel for this family style sedan. Now to gain access to the trunk, you can use this button on the right side or the button on the key fob, and you have plenty of space. It goes out on both sides here, so you can put in some longer items. You have plenty of storage with the back seats up, spare tire underneath where you could put some smaller items if you need to, and you can also fold down the back seats as well to give yourself more interior room. Now there's no grab handle up top here, so you just have to grab the trunk lid itself, which is very lightweight. Now, as we work our way to the interior, hopefully you've been able to tell this model has the solid red leather interior. Really nice combo. Door panel has some of that, along with some gloss black accents, some red stitching, a little bit of storage. And then since I released this seat, you can get a look. A little bit of a small opening here, but you still have plenty of room to pass items through as needed. And then at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets, you have air vents, some auxiliaries too. I have maybe a ½ inch or so of headroom. And then there's also the armrest with cup holders in the middle here. And what you would expect for a sedan of this size. Full moonroof that goes all the way to the back here, which is nice. And you have grab handles too. And then for the front door panel, there's the side mirror adjustments, your window controls, release with that nice trim accent, and then a little bit more storage in that lower section, and then the power operating front seats. Now the driver's seat has lumbar support, passenger seat does not. It would be nice to see some more adjustments for that passenger side, but that is automatic as well, which is nice to see. And as we start this up, you're really not going to hear anything but the chime. It's not a loud vehicle by any means. We have the full leather steering wheel. There are paddle shifters, even though this is a CVT. Now on the right side, there's all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings, your lane keeping assist, mode, and tuning. Left side, you get your Bluetooth volume adjustments, and then these arrows for the digital gauge cluster. Now what's nice about this digital gauge cluster is there are actually 3 different settings to go through. So you'll notice we have 1, 2, and 3. And within all 3 of these, you can actually customize what you'd like to see in the middle screen, the screen on the right side, as well as the screen on the left side. So you can have all 3 set up with information that you use and just rotate through those 3 as needed, which is nice. There's also a sensor here to make sure that you are paying attention. And then on the left side, there's the automatic headlights, traction control, dimmer switch for the gauges. You have your fuel cap and trunk release. and then the view button for the 360 camera system. So it will play this diagram here. So if you'd like to take another look at what's around you, you can push on view there. There's some more leather along with the air vent. This does have a head-up display. It shows miles per hour, speed limit sign, your lane keeping assist, and distance pacing. And then for the large infotainment system, there's not a ton of information to go through, but it is very nice to use. You can get into the navigation along with music. You can also pair your phone to this for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can go through some of the vehicle information as well as all of these general settings. So you can set this up the way that you would like to. Now this model also has heated and ventilated seats. You have some defrosters, all of your adjustments in the middle for the temperature, fan speed, even the heated steering wheel as well with a few settings. And then you have sync, some passenger adjustments. There's 2 air vents underneath that. You get some auxiliaries along with wireless charging, tons of storage along with 2 cup holders. And then if we put this into reverse, there's a very large system with your backup camera, top-down view. Now to gain access to the forward-facing camera, simply just put it in drive, come over to the view button again, and now you have the forward-facing camera. And then you can also put that in the automatic setting. So when you come to about 4 miles an hour or so, you can have the camera automatically pop up. You can also shift using the shifter or those paddle shifters, like I mentioned earlier. And then there's also 3 different driving modes. You have Eco, along with Normal, and Sport. And I guess the last mode would be EV mode, which you can push on if you just want to use the EV system alone. There's also the auto hold, the e-brake, a little bit of storage with an auxiliary down below. And then the glove box has plenty of room. You have more of the red over on that side. There's garage door buttons up top with the rear view mirror, and then your sunroof, sunshade adjustments, and the dome lights as well. And then a look at visibility. It's very easy to see. I can tell why this is a popular sedan. You have great visibility, good amount of storage, and a very fuel efficient vehicle. And still in sport mode, second gear, pedal to the floor. The paddle shifters aren't quite that responsive. I wouldn't expect them to be, especially in a vehicle like this with the CVT transmission, things like that, but you can downshift if you need to. Downshifting seems to be very nice and helpful. You can shift with a shifter, which seems to be a little bit more responsive. Not a vehicle that owners are really ever going to use. They are just there if and when you need to use them, if you have to. We got upshifting on the left and downshifting on the right there. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Toyota Camry. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a very nice commuter vehicle. I've been using this to go drive other reviews, so I have about a 45-minute drive home, and it's been nice on the way here and now on the way back. It's comfortable. Very, very nice and composed feeling. I think a lot of that might have to do with the sport suspension on this model, which I'm a huge fan of. I like having vehicles with a little bit stiffer suspension, but for this Camry, it's very, very hard to tell. It's super comfortable and smooth. I can feel maybe a little bit in it, especially around some turns that I've been able to do, but other than that, it's what you would expect for a commuter style vehicle. You have tons of space, really nice interior. There is some plastic here. It looks like there's actually a material over the plastic though, which feels very nice. So we do have some plastic underneath, but at least they've covered it to give you a nicer look and feel. And there's not a whole lot to talk about with the Camry other than it's just a vehicle to drive from point A to point B. Very nice vehicle too. I just saw a post this morning on someone who traded in their 2004 Toyota Camry for a 2025. So they had their vehicle just over 20 years and then decided to trade up. A lot of Toyota owners do that. At least 10 years, own a Toyota and then upgrade to the newer model. So this is a model that you will have for a long time before you decide to get the next newest model or you decide to get something else. But this is a vehicle that will certainly last you quite a long time, and it's going to be relatively inexpensive to maintain and keep on the road. So it gives you a good blend between the reliability and just a nice vehicle that you can daily drive. That is going to wrap it up for the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.